All right, so just state your name and what your major is.
I'm Chris Cooley, and I'm a mathematical economics major.
My name is Angela Martin. My current title is Vice President for Financial Planning and Chief Budget Officer for the University of Kentucky. My original major was accounting.
State your name.
Yeah, Fernando Camacho.
Thank you for doing this interview. Can you please state your name?
Matt Woods.
So why did students select this major?
Personally, myself and all my friends that are in this major, we've all selected it because it was sort of diverse. It's not your average major. It's not offered at a lot of other universities, and it looks great on an application when you apply to jobs and all sorts of things later after college.
I'd say people pick computer science as a major because it's a good field to go into, and it's one of the fastest rising industries. Programmers are needed all over the place. Programs are everywhere. Every aspect of our lives is now run by computers, basically. So I'd say with that, people see it, and it's a fun challenge.
So what is the basic education courses that you would recommend for this major?
Well, do you take basically all the calculus? They start with some, after you get comfortable with that, take a proof-based class. So examples could be linear algebra. It's when you use, in many cases, when you start doing proofs. Number theory. And then there's different areas of math. So you will probably like to take algebra, analysis, topology, and see which ones you like the best. And also try to take classes outside that they can be applied. So, for example, engineering classes, physics classes, you can see connections where you see two other fields.
Well, you have to have accounting, 201, 202, and if you major in this, then it is imperative that you do advanced accounting theory, intermediate accounting. I like statistics and finances, which is different, of course, than true accounting.
How much flexibility does this program have, like mathematics, going into the field?
What do you mean by that?
By flexibility, like time consuming,
Actually, that's a hard question to say because it depends a lot, on the student. But it's I think typically. I'll say my opinion, which is not the same your experience or the experience for other people will be different. It starts really easy. It's not too bad, but you need to be sure that you understand the underlying concepts, the basic concepts, and after a while, you need to invest time. So you get to the point when you have to invest time, and you have when you start taking to the more challenging classes, you will require to invest more time. So you probably should enjoy doing it because you're going to employ a lot of time on it.
Plenty of flexibility. The only classes on Fridays are actually the math classes and some stats classes, all the technical ones. And so the econ side of it is really geared toward more of a business major and not, most of your classes are Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. So plenty of time.
Elective courses that would be good for computer science, I'd say really any math class. Basically computer science and math are really one and the same, so the more math you can take, the better. Outside of that, probably any financial course you can take is good for any aspect of life. Pretty much any of those.
Anything in, I think, the business arena, and it depends on whether you're wanting to go into nonprofit or for-profit. For example, governmental classes are good if you're wanting to go into nonprofit to understand how the flow of funds works between the federal government, the state, and an entity that's dependent on, in part, at least on those funds.
What are some other sources of information about this major that I can go to?
Some of the sources for information about being a math major is that you can always go to other professors on campus who are
work in the math department. You can also talk to math department TAs, and then you can also look to research on the internet as well.
For all sorts of information, you can always go to an advisor for it, but it's sort of a hybrid between a mathematical major and an economics major, because you have to take all the main core classes of both of them, and it's pretty much all lumped together.
One thing that you can do on campus is you can decide to work at the study as a math tutor, which is what I do. I work and I tutor Calc 1, which is Math 123. Then I believe there's other types of activities and clubs that you can get involved, like a math club on campus as well.
There is usually some type of an accounting club that would relate. There, in the broad spectrum of accounting and finance, there's usually an investment club that also would relate.
Does this major require, or is it desirable to have a graduate degree in this area?
It does not.
To be a certified public accountant, to even sit for the exam, you must have a master's degree.
What kind of careers are possible with this major?
As a math major, I know that you can go into, and you can do a lot of stuff in engineering, and then you can also teach math as like a professor or at the high school level.
It really opens the field up to a variety of job opportunities outside, because it's a broad major, but a lot of people like myself are going into actuarial sciences, and it's sort of in the long term short, it's a financial consultant for companies.